Hey beautiful souls, it's your girl J Arius, the Aquarius. And this is more of an exciting one to do. Not that I don't enjoy doing these energetic tap-ins, but we're gonna do Miss Rachel because I got a little toddler. He likes Miss Rachel, and honestly, I don't not dislike Miss Rachel. There's a lot of like, little kid programs and stuff that come on, and I'm kind of like, when I'm reading that person's energy, I'm like, okay, like who put you there, or why do you really want to do this? Anyways, but Miss Rachel, I'm not gonna lie, like when I first had my son and like I started watching her with him, I was like, okay, like she actually gives me the type of vibe like, obviously don't leave your kids with anyone, but like I wouldn't mind if she was like the babysitter, or like let's say she was working at a daycare and she was looking after Kai. I don't think I would feel bad about that. You know what I'm saying? But again, I don't know her personally. So how do I read? I will connect to their higher Christic council. Whatever wants to come through, I'll be that vessel. I use body dowsing. I get like instant downloads. I'll look at their numerology, their birth chart, whatever intuitively like implies to their energy. I'll do that. Sometimes I'll connect, directly with that person and things like that. I'll get little visions, or sometimes I'll just get like little hurry up and get like little brain inserts of visions of things real quick. Yeah, I know that's not really good. Sometimes I use cards and things like that. Body dowsing, like sometimes I'll ask my left hand, it's yes, my right hand, it's no, and it will literally start tingling and like feeling like it's really warm and stuff like that. I can't make it up. Anyways, I'm a little cuckoo, anyways, so let's get into Miss Rachel, because she is okay. This is all my psychic opinion for entertainment purposes only, and this is all legend. But what really made me want to look into Miss Rachel was because I see that I saw her. She's advocating for the kids in Gaza. Like, we love that. Literally, we love that. But when I looked at this woman's face, and instantly, like what I know now about what I've been accumulating with my knowledge, I just can't help but see that like just ownership tags. They're depleting her. This is someone who's actually operating from pure Christic, and we'll get into that pure Christic frequency, really trying to help kids and stuff. Like her soul, Miss Rachel's soul is aligned. Do you know what I'm saying? She's a very high vibrational being, and unfortunately, I feel like they understand. Do you know what I'm saying? The ones who run the world, allegedly, the ones who are reversals, they understand her power, so they're trying to attack her. I see that, and I feel horrible because I saw this photo of her, and she was like really like advocating for these kids, like, you know what I'm saying, like, basically like she didn't say this, but basically like, how can you eat if all these kids are not eating? Like, how can you sleep when there's so many kids out there not sleeping? And things like that. And she just looks so exhausted and depleted compared to the Miss Rachel we would see on TV. Like, obviously that's her job and stuff like that, but I really do feel like she enjoys helping kids out, and that's what she came here to do, obviously, when I looked into her energy. So let's get into this. So I'm done yapping my jaws. So this might be fun for some of us moms out there who have to watch Miss Rachel all the time, you know what I mean? So let's get into her numerology. So Miss Rachel was born on November 30th of 1982. So this makes her birth number a 30 and a 3, and her life path number a 7. So her birth number 30, so this is 3. So this is and 0 basically combined. So 0, infinite possibilities, 0 point energy, anything can happen, right? The possibilities are endless. 3, self-expression, childlike nature, creativity, networking. That's associated with like the third house, with Gemini, things like that. So when you bring these two together, this is infinite possibilities through teaching and networking, intelligence, communication, her being really good at sign language, because 3 is that like language, expression, networking, and 0 is the infinite possibilities. So her being able to sit up there and do, speaking Spanish, her being able to do the sign language and stuff like that, and being able to reach many different kids that have different, languages or things like that. She's still able to reach them, and that's that 30 number, okay? So much more than just that 30 number in her, but she's literally channeling creation from the infinite field void, okay? And she's bringing unity through her creation. So, 7. She's alive past 7. So this is that Neptune energy. 7th house related to the 7th house energy as well. So 7 is considered a lucky number, okay? Her dreams coming true. This is her making them happen strategically. She's an intuitive. So I don't know if Miss Rachel, I think she's actually really religious. I don't think she's going to be like, oh, I'm intuitive. But she's intuitive, okay? And she reads energy, but probably doesn't say it like that. She has the gift of discernment. And she's learning boundaries is a key theme in her life, and implementing boundaries, especially within the industry for her, something she's learning. And she's reclusive at times, and she needs space to process. She's very intelligent, very creative, things like that. Okay. So then let's get into her true sky placement. This is her true sky sidereal. So if you go look up Miss Rachel's tropical or sidereal, you're going to be like, what is she talking about? True sky sidereal, okay? So she has her south node in Sagittarius. So this tells me that she has been studying higher education, Sagittarius, for lifetimes, south node. She has worked with children for eons, okay? I don't think she's just been doing it in this lifetime, maybe the past lifetime, the few past lifetimes on Earth. I feel like she has been doing this throughout the cosmos, okay? She has her sun in Scorpio, so she's intelligent, she's persistent, she is a genius, okay? And this is inheritance or wealth, Scorpio, coming from children, the sun, right? And then this is also points to collective healing, her doing collective healing, which is Scorpio too, right? Collective healing the children, okay? Ophiuchus, she has Ophiuchus, Venus, and Neptune. So she's here to bridge worlds together. Her essence is centered around unity, consciousness, and healing through compassion. So she has her moon in Taurus in the 6th house. So this is acts of service, helping out. She's probably ritualistic and habitual in nature. And she's healing. She's just very healing and things like that. Nurturing, you know what I'm saying? Reliable. So let's get into her galactic soul map before we get into her energetic tap-in. And follow me, please, because this is too much. Okay, anyways. So, her star seed origin. So this is what I picked up on, okay? So, I feel like she emanated out of the blue flame, okay? But she also has a lot of ties to the violet flame, because that card came out first, before the blue flame did. But also, the emerald ray had came out, with the emerald ray is part of the blue flame, and that's the emerald covenant, okay? So, she is part of the emerald covenant, and the Emerald Covenant is about unity consciousness. It's about resisting authority and control. The Blue Flame is about unity consciousness, resisting authority and control. The Emerald Covenant, that's her teacher, healer, heart, compassion, her empathy, her being protective over kids. You know, she's probably protective over animals and things like that. And this is the struggle with wounds of betrayal. You know, like a lot of us Lion and Starseeds, you know, endured. But anyways, so then the violet flame came through for her, and this is those indigo strands I pick up on, which I haven't got to that part, but she is an indigo type 1 and type 2, okay? And she is a type 1. I mean, she is here to, you know, have that full access, kind of not full access, but an easier journey to really bring on the new earth frequencies. But she's also got that too, where she's a system buster. She's here to do things different within the system and bring out change for the new earth, right? And she's here to bring new earth teachings to our system, okay? So she is a system buster to our new earth children, literally, you know? And then I also pick up that she's connected to the stellar nation of the citations. So this is her teacher heart, her healer heart, her singing, her sound frequency is just healing, right? Her just speaking, you know, even when she's like, apple, you know what I'm saying? It's healing for kids, you know what I'm saying? The frequency of it, right? Like us adults, we might be like, hey, but she's here to be a soul doula for the new earth kids, and that's exactly what she's doing, okay? This is about sacred sound healing, play, compassion. The citations are about that. You just think of like a dolphin, you know what I mean? But it's also connected to like the whales and the orcas and stuff. That's the citations, okay? Okay, so moving down, because she's got a lot that I picked up on going on that makes a lot of sense for her, okay? Okay, so Arcturus came through, okay? So this is her being big on children's development. So Arcturians, especially the Krystic aligned ones, they're at a level with their development that, like, you know what I'm saying, if you are not aligned with unity consciousness, if you're not on, like, basically, like, in human terms, if you don't got your P's and Q's straight, they're not going to let you around their young, because they understand that their young is their future. You know what I'm saying? They definitely understand that. Same here. And I feel like she spent a lot of time in Arcturus working with, you know, young souls, young beings, things like that. And she mastered that, you know what I'm saying? So I really do believe that she's probably like a really good, attentive mom, intuitive. She knows what they need when they want it and things like that, you know. And this is her making sure, you know, even educating herself within child development and things like that, not only to help the collective, but to be a better mom, you know what I'm saying? That shows through with her Arcturian DNA. And then back to the violet flame. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. That relates to the indigo strands, and it's also about justice, freedom, codes, and fighting against oppression, which is something we're seeing her go through right now. So I picked up on Sirius. So she's not only tied to Sirius B, which is the citations in Christ consciousness and where the Orphan templates are, which are the indigo templates, but Sirius A. So I feel like she lived through the Syrian rebellions. And then she, after the Syrian rebellion, she went to Procyon. And then Sirius A, she loves to contribute. She's about equanimity, balance, instinct with her higher mind. And then her going to Procyon, this is like that parent, childlike energy, you know what I'm saying? Which she's got both of them for sure. Gentle yet strong. She's a companion, right? And she's a companion to all our littles that watch her, right? If you claim that for your kid. And especially if you're a protective mom like me, I'm like, I don't know if she's a companion, but to Kai, she's a companion. Anyways, and this is about cosmic duty, service, loyalty, okay? So then we're going to move down to Beta Centauri. Okay, that was a big one for me, Beta Centauri, because I've kind of noticed this thing with like Brittany Murphy, and then other ones I've done, is usually they come through, they're very pure, you know what I'm saying, like happy-go-lucky, you know, nothing can faze them, a little naive, a little bit vulnerable, and things like that. But this is the capture of the purity, the Christ consciousness, the soul essence, and really for her to, again, balance her instinct with her higher mind and to protect herself and understand that, you know, what she's got is golden, and that there are people in this matrix or in this system. I don't know if she'd ever say matrix or system or anything like that in the caliber she's at, but I'm not, again, I feel like she's very intuitive, and she, you know, she knows what she's doing. You know what I mean? She knows what she's doing, okay? So Alphard came through. So that's connected to Hydra. That's the snake people. Okay, so Miss Rachel is connected to the snake teachings. You know what I'm saying? So this is the Kundalini. This is also shows through, if you know the fixed star meaning of Alphard, as gain by industry. That came through for her. And Merkaba. This is about the Merkaba teachings, DNA activations, and stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty cool to share. I'm trying to make sure that was all the soul map, because I have this written like all backwards and everything. Okay, so let's get into her energetic messages, energetic tapping on her, okay? So I got 747 as an angel number, so I looked that up and I'm like, how does this apply to Miss Rachel? So this is the balance of spirit and matter. She's in a battle right now between spirit, her spiritual body, and the material, you know what I'm saying? And then I got turtle. I got turtle, and I'm like, okay, how does that apply? But this applies patience. She's very patient. This is, you know, you see the shell. This is her carrying children and humanity forward. You know what I mean? And she's a soul doula, like I had said before. And the soul doula, you know, they're all throughout the cosmos. I've also been a soul doula. I'm a soul doula. But basically, this is protecting and guiding children, pure, the innocent Christos beings, just Christic beings, right? Guiding and protecting them, bringing their crystalline templates to Earth. You know what I'm saying? So this is what she's doing. And I picked up on religious indoctrination with her, allegedly. That she's overworked, very exhausted, allegedly. And she's very, okay, yeah. And then she's very eager to get her point across because she feels very passionate about children. You know what I'm saying? Like, at first I had to kind of read into it. And I'm like, has she been sold out already? Because, you know what I'm saying? I kind of, like, got protective over Miss Rachel when I first, like, found out who she was and I had Kai. I was like, okay, like, this is actually, like, a good person. She's not just up here doing this for a paycheck. Like, yeah, that helps. Like, yeah, that's part of it. But you can tell she genuinely wants to help children and she wants to reach a mass collective. You know what I'm saying? So I immediately kind of felt protective over her and I was kind of like, and then she was making all these endorsement brands and stuff, and, you know, like, that's great and stuff, but I'm just like, you know, who owns that, you know? But anyways, moving forward, I know nothing. Anyways, and I picked up on compromise, okay? So the gigs and the deals that don't feel aligned to her true heart song. So I feel like there's a lot of things that, now that she's part of the industry now, you know what I'm saying? She's realizing there's a lot of things that she has to do that she doesn't necessarily want to do. She doesn't necessarily agree with. Allegedly, right? So prediction. So I get 939 that she's doing planetary service, okay? She is doing planetary service, and her mission is to help the new Earth children anchor in. Okay? I'm going to re-say that. Her mission, like, her soul chose to come through and to have such a high stance in the collective because her soul knew, because she studied throughout the cosmos and throughout Earth, that she can help the new Earth children anchor in. Okay? So now moving to the back. So I got 333. So this is her work is divinely guided and protected. Okay? So I feel like, I'm just gonna say this, and I hope nothing bad ever happens to Miss Rachel. And I feel like either way, whatever does happen, let's say that she unfortunately doesn't make it out of the system and things like that. Her frequency is a pure Krystic frequency. I cannot make this up. So either way, she's going to be Miss Rachel. She's going to be legendary. But it's not really about like, oh, Miss Rachel, legendary, because I know there's so many parents out there who are tired of listening to her and things like that. But no, she's really like waking up our kids, healing their DNA just by talking and conversing and singing them songs that we think are annoying, right? And it's awesome. And that she's heavily protected by guides and guardians, you know what I'm saying? And that she is under attack. Her image and her legacy is under attack. And that's what they do to high vibrational beings, especially when they come and they're trying to do something that's genuine, you know, and you've reached such a caliber. So 336 came through. So this is her blending her mission with joy and teaching and caretaking and responsibility. So she's a mom. She goes to school. She still helps other kids. You know what I'm saying? She's a busy woman. Okay. 343. So this is the need to strengthen boundaries around contracts, structure around her creations and legacy. Okay. Now, collectively, like, you know, the collective message we can learn from Miss Rachel, right? And that's save the kids. Literally, save the kids. They are our future. Save the kids. They are our future. Okay? Boundaries is important for her right now, physically and energetically. Setting boundaries is crucial for her. I don't know if she'd be able to do that. You know, unfortunately with the industry and all that stuff goes. But joy renewal over being overworked, you know, is important for her. Showing compassion towards herself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if Miss Rachel ever watches. She probably never will, but you know, we all know, we mamas, you cannot pour from an empty cup. You can't. And I feel like she's just overworking herself because she's so passionate about helping kids. She really wants to get her heart song out there, which is teaching, helping, guiding children. You know what I'm saying? And giving them resources that they're going to need throughout their whole life, you know. Protection came through. So again, I pick up that she's religious, so she probably wouldn't shield herself or anything like that. Maybe she'll pray, maybe she prays to like Archangel Michael or something like that. That would be great for her. But shielding comes in her energy right now. Shielding is important, and not only just spiritually, but legally is crucial for her. So, this was my energetic tap-in. This is what I got for Miss Rachel. I love Miss Rachel. I really do think she has good intentions with our children. But, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, with the industry, the system that we live in, I just hope that she's not pulled from her true heart song and gives into oppression and things like that. With that 333 number that came out, I really do feel like she is protected and guided. So, like, maybe things will work out better for her, or if something unfortunately does happen or whatever, we'll still have her pure true heart song through her, her teachings and her activations for the babies, But yeah, I'm sending all my love and to you guys and to Miss Rachel. Seriously, like, I saw this one picture of her and she looked so depleted, and I'm like, oh my god, like, just take a break, boo. But I don't even think she could take a break at this point. She's successful now, and they know what she's bringing to the table, so they're gonna I just hate it. I hope that don't happen, but that's what I pick up on. And I immediately wanted to look into the situation when I had saw that interview or whatever pop up, because I just seen how, like, she was just trying to talk about Gaza, like the kids in Gaza, like, they need help, they need our help, they need our help. Like, why are we not focused on this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need new shoes. Like, yeah, I got money, but I don't need that new, my kid don't need that new bike because that kid over there can't even get a bike. You know what I'm saying? And in that video, it just looks like they were, like, just penalizing her for actually giving a fuck. But, pardon my French. Absolute healing. Omni-love. I'm getting off here. Give this a like. Share this if you like Miss Rachel. Share this to a mama. Share this to a dad who has to watch Miss Rachel religiously because they're baby. And yeah, let's send our prayers and our love to Miss Rachel to protect her. You know what I'm saying? She is divinely guided and protected. But, it doesn't hurt to send that extra love, right? So, I will talk to you guys in the next transmission.